Pisces, I'm here for another reading for you today. So feel free to take in a deep breath and connect with that inner source of yours to see what parts of this reading may be for you. Now, the reading is going to be general and timeless. You could have Pisces anywhere in your birth chart. So just take what resonates with you, leave what doesn't for the next person. But if you would like a personal reading, a private one-on-one session with me, Akashic Records to join our online mystery school community, Blue Rose Mystery School on Patreon, or anything else, the Patreon link is in the box below, or you can go to the website 144bluerosetemple.com to book a personal reading or private one-on-one session. And just as always, thank you for being here today. If my energy or my readings resonate with you, feel free to subscribe, go click on that notification bell, and go like that like button so you can know when the next reading does come out and so I can connect more with your energy in the readings. All right, Pisces, we're just going to see what comes in for you today, Pisces. Now, I will say the only visualization that I do see is your energetic field. It's like something or someone trying to get in and just... like that's what I'm seeing. You know, where something or someone cannot get into your energetic field. As my little one tries to get in the room. And so Pisces, someone or something is trying to get in. Let's see what it is. For Pisces today, for the Pisces collective, what or who is trying to get into the energetic field of Pisces? What or who? Angels for Pisces. What or who is trying to come in for Pisces? What or who is trying to get into Pisces' energetic field? What or who is trying to get into Pisces' energetic field? Do have chakra healing over here and Mother Mary. What or who is trying to get into Pisces' energetic field? The Temple Path. I keep hearing a part of a song by RICO. What or who is trying to get into Pisces' energetic field? Pisces, let them in. And there's a song by RICO. It's called Transcendental. And it says, like, I'm not afraid of death and rebirth. It's a spiritual song, so feel free to go listen to it. It actually has spiritual lyrics, but she's also just cool. And Nico. And the song Transcendental, it says, and she even whispers, let those spirits through the door. Let the spirits through the door. Let them in. And really, ultimately, let God in, right? You know, it's interesting. I was going to say, you know, like you think of like, who's trying to come into my energetic field? Let them in. Let those spirits through that door. Something big is going to come in. All right. Now, I will say there's a miracle healing here. You have a lot of angels surrounding you. Mother Mary may resonate with you, as well as Horus. There is a miracle that's going to happen for you, but only if you let them in. And by that, maybe it's angels. Maybe it's a deity. Maybe there's a new spirit guide of yours, Pisces, a new spirit guide coming in. Readings can be past, present, or future. So it can resonate in the past or in the future. There is a spirit guide, some sort of deity, God ultimately, that wants to come in to bring a blessing, to bring protection and healing. Will you open the door? Will you let them in? Because this is very angelic. It's a good thing. We have Horus, Cosmic Gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring, but only with chakra healing. We have the healing over here too. The healing card. The Angel Gate, cleansing, protection, and blessing. For Pisces, why do we have chakra healing, cleansing, protection, and blessing, and healing? Why do we have healing, Why do we have miraculous changes are occurring? Why do we have miraculous changes are occurring? Full moon. We have the card, I wasn't ready. Full moon. So full moons can resonate with you, releasing what no longer serves you. We do have Kalima, and we have final karmic lesson over here. Now, Kalima. I remember telling someone once, you can tell Kalima to be a little bit softer and gentle with you. And you can. Any deity, you can. There was a final karmic lesson here, but it was only so that it never happens again. And it's actually more of spirit saying, oh, I don't want you to not be ready, so let it happen. Let it happen. We'll see with the tarot what exactly it is. This feels like healing that needed to happen, that it would have been a little bit more comfortable of like, let me just wait a little bit. Let me find a more convenient time or this or that. God, spirit, your spirit team, brought upon some sort of healing as protection. And again, go look at the lyrics. It's called Transcendental by RICO and read the lyrics where it's like, what's going on over here? I'm not afraid to die anymore. And that's what she's like saying in the song. She's liberated. Pisces, you are liberated. Kalima. Kalima loves you, but she loves you on a soul level. This, again, could be any protector, any spirit guide here. But there's certain spirit guides that love you so much. Like a Mother Mary is probably going to just, you do whatever you do and just like sit there and gently watch you. And then there's the Divine Mother of Kalima. And that's a different type of love, and again, this could be any deity with the type of love of like, well, I love you so much that I'm going to snatch you, of like, when a lion takes a cub by the mouth and is like carrying it by its skin of the neck. And that's love, right? And that's what I'm seeing here. That there was some sort of deep release, and the healing was the protection, Pisces. It's the kind of thing of like your spirit team all conspiring and saying, hey, we can see how life can be. If you don't heal or correct that or align that, you can potentially, move a little bit sideways for 10 years. And so we're going to do this now. And that's how karmic cycles work, right? Where the law of octave, there's certain, say, karmic cycles or whatever, duality that works towards your soul destiny. We come out of balance. You could be out of balance for a few days, a few months, years, this, that. That's what I see here. You had some sort of final karmic cycle so that it would never happen again. All right. Like, have you ever, and it's the kind of thing, Pisces, where like putting the hand on the stove, you will never touch a stove again. And that's what I'm seeing over here, Pisces. There is something in your life to heal that basically spirit was like, we're going to, law of correspondence, right? We're going to shove this into your face. And you're not going to see any mirror reflection except for this. Why? Because it's time to heal it for your protection. And there's a miracle on the way. Now we'll get a reading for this first and then one for the miracles. For Pisces, why do we have chakra healing, cleansing, protection, blessing, emotional healing, final karmic cycle, Kalima? Why do we have chakra healing, cleansing, protection, blessing, emotional healing, final karmic lesson, and Kalima? Why do we have Kalima, final karmic lesson, cleansing, protection, and blessing? The blessings come in, Pisces, at the end of this reading, but it starts with the Three of Swords. For Pisces, why do we have cosmic gateway? Miraculous changes are occurring. You're very protected, Pisces, and this is such a confirmation. We'll say certain things in the reading, and that's just in your life too, right? You're thinking certain things, saying certain things, and then you see like the numbers, the different patterns that show up for you. Miraculous changes are occurring, Seven of Wands. Sometimes God loves you so much that God will sit your behind down and say, sit the f down. Like, because I love you and you need to sit down. And that's what happened here, Pisces. Whereas the kind of thing of, oh, this is actually something you do want to let through the door. You don't want to let it through the door. It could be this healing. It could be a deity, a spirit guide that's going to bring this in. For some of you, it's Kali Ma, where you're like, no, I will take her in bits and doses and only if she comes up, but I'm not looking for her. Let them in. It's not, I don't want to say it's not easy, but especially the deities or like, the gods, goddesses with such a Saturn signature. And it's 144 as I say that, Kali Ma has a Saturn signature, I would say. And she's not ruled by Saturn at all. It's a Saturn, Pluto, I would say. But this frees and liberates you for good. It's the kind of thing, Pisces, where it's like, hey, you could go through 3 months of deep, hard healing where it's not comfortable. You're fine, 11-11, as I'm saying this, for like Pisces, it's not going to be the end. It's a death card, but it's not the end. And that's the Kali Ma energy where she's sitting there, but she's like, yeah, but you are okay. You can, like when someone's like, oh, but I can't breathe. And it's like, well, if you said you can't breathe, that means you can breathe. So let's start from there, right? And that's what I'm seeing where it's like, no, but Pisces, you're going to be okay. It's like, say 3 months, 6 months, if anything, Pisces, whenever you're watching this, it can be for you. That's the year of 9. Final karmic lessons are the year of 9. 2025, let's get all of this out the way so that in 2026, we can fly and gallop like a horse into your soul destinies, into your highest timeline. Again, whenever you're watching this, it can be for you. And this is the type of reading, Pisces, where it's like 3 to 6 months of work sets you forward for 10 years. Or you could be comfortable and it won't be as hard, but you're going to add 15 years. So think about it. 3 to 6 months of hard work, and then you're free for the rest of your life, even, or like say whatever, 10 years. Or life is not as uncomfortable, but what you healed in 3 to 6 months, it's not going to take you 10 years. It's going to be a little bit slower. That's what I'm seeing here, Pisces, where it was protection of a timeline. Kali Ma rules time in cosmic order. Nothing moves without Kali Ma. She is cosmic order when it's time. And so the ego may not enjoy this or that, but it is time. You don't want to not be ready when the blessing comes. And this is preparing you for things that you don't quite see. And what I'm also hearing, Pisces, is good things, say soul alignment, soul destiny, that you did not quite plan. Where this healing will shift your entire perspective. You're going to see things that you did not quite see. For Pisces, for final karmic lesson, Kali Ma, chakra healing, cleansing, protection, blessing, and emotional healing. Why the 3 of Swords here? For Kali Ma, final karmic lesson, healing, cleansing, protection, blessing. Why do we have Kali Ma, final karmic lesson, cleansing, healing, protection, blessing, and healing? And then why do we have the Wheel of Fortune for Kali Ma? Why do we have the Wheel of Fortune for Kali Ma? And then why the 8 of Cups here? And then what is Pisces walking away from? What is Pisces walking away from? You see something from a completely different perspective, Pisces, and that's what this reading is saying. Now, for some of you, this is a person, 2 of Cups. Your choices change as you heal. The types of things that you're interested in, the types of people that you're attracted to, the types of events, environments that are attractive to you, the type of things that you find as fun and exciting. As you heal, those things change. Where if we even think, say, 5 to 10 years ago, what we found attractive in a person, in an environment, in life, right? Not attractive. Doesn't excite you anymore, Pisces, because you changed. Pisces, there's success coming in for you, but it requires you to leave the past. You are going to go with whatever that this is. You do go through a or rather an entire spiritual awakening and healing process that shifts your perspective completely. And the wheel's turning for you, but it's going to be different. Say, for example, right? I say everybody should be open to God's will, whatever God's will is for you. Say, for example, 15 years ago, you wanted to be, I don't know, like a multi-millionaire and this and that. I want to be a millionaire and I want to have a yacht and I want to wear this and that, you know, and then you go through things and things change where it's like, but material doesn't quite matter, you know, of like, I'd like to be on a boat with people, but I want to be with people that actually love me, that actually care about me. I'd rather be, I'd like to be on a yacht. If I was on a sail ship with people who I could trust, that would be a good time, right? And it's things like that, Pisces, where even say people, because we had 2 of Cups, maybe the old friends you used to have, the people that you used to date, not the same anymore. When you heal, right? And that's also just say maybe it's science, you know, or even just quantum energetics, quantum mechanics rather. When you heal the heart space, right, that heart opens, the third eye then opens. You don't see the same. Pisces, there's some sort of healing process here where you don't see things the same. The Star card and the 3 of Swords. For Pisces, why the 3 of Swords, the Star card, and the Emperor? Yeah, Pisces, you went through very deep healing. You had to lose control of a lot of different things. You had to rely on hope, faith, and trust. Why the Star card here for Pisces? Yeah, you had to rely on hope, faith, and trust. You went through deep healing in regards to the heart. For Pisces, why the 3 of Swords here? Why the 3 of Swords here for Pisces? To trust yourself. You have the High Priestess over here, the 9 of Cups, Pisces. For the 3 of Swords, why High Priestess with the 9 of Cups? Oh. Pisces. Did you have a heartbreak with an Emperor or an Empress? I see a couple now. Who is the Emperor here for Pisces? Who is the Emperor? Ah. You know, when I mention diamonds, right? Like diamonds for me is diamond light. Diamonds are 10 to 12, is 8 to 12 dimensional light actually. And it has a lot to do with the Budaic ray, Guan Yin, many similar ascended masters, etc. But what I'm hearing is like the glitter, right? The glitter, the glitz, the light coming from inside, from the heart, from the soul. That song, If I Ain't Got You With Me, Baby, by, I'm not going to attempt, Pisces, to sing If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys. I am not attempting to even sing that. But that's what this is, Pisces. Some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all. Where you could still have something, Pisces. It's also not to say that you're not going to have anything. I see great success for you, but there's just a shift in perspective, Pisces. Now, it's interesting here because we do have a relationship that did not quite work out, or there was some sort of trouble in a relationship. As you heal, your taste changes. Think about your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, or just your ex from 20 years ago, or say 10 years ago. Does that person even resonate with who you are right now? Like, would you have dated that same person that you dated 10 to 20 years ago now? Most would probably say no. This Emperor trying to keep control is actually sabotaging his success. The World card with the 8 of Swords over here. Let's see what this is, Pisces. You do have Page of Swords. For Pisces, why do we have the 8 of Wands and the Knight of Cups? Oh. For Pisces, why do we have the Eight of Wands and rather the Knight of Pentacles? Why the Eight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles? Why the Eight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles for Pisces? Oh, we can't leave off on Judgment. For Pisces, why the Eight of Wands and Knight of Pentacles? Why Judgment? Pisces, Spirit wants you to expand. I'm hearing fishbowl. Oh, Pisces, don't be a little fish in a fishbowl. Where we think we know who we are. We think we know what we want. But when you stay in the same hometown or like the same this, the same that, the same people, the same person, how do you know? How do you know if that is for you or if that is truly what you want? What I see here is a Pisces that was in a fishbowl, and you, Pisces, are being let out into the sea. What's that movie with Nemo? Nemo and Dory, where they let them in? That's what happens to you, Pisces, over here. Just keep swimming, Pisces, because I see you like just being let out into the sea and like, oh, wow, there's way more, like to the world. And that's what I'm seeing here, Pisces, where you've been in a little bit of a fishbowl. I do see a chance to restart your life here, Pisces. And it does take a complete do-over, a restart of your life. And this could have to do with like moving away from someone, from family. It could be a divorce. It could be a breakup. You're breaking free from someone from the past who actually trapped, they didn't trap your success. I don't want to say that. But how do you know, Pisces, if that's all that you know? 144 as I say that. So say you've been with your partner since 12 years old and it's not the best, but you think you're living the dream. And it's like, how do you know if that's all that you know? And it's not to say that that person is not your dream, but this is for the Pisces that it resonates. If that's all that you've known, just that fishbowl, how do you know that you don't even want more? How do you know? Pisces, what I see is Spirit actually kind of forcing your life to be rearranged to show you your worth. Like Pisces. And what's that song from The Little Mermaid? A part of your world. We're getting all these songs today, Pisces. If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys. A part of your world. And that's from Disney. How would you know, Pisces? Judgment card. The judgment was for you to know your destiny. Judgment. I know my destiny. 3 of Wands. You're comfortable living with your family all your life because, whatever reasons. And sometimes what's coming through here, Pisces, is just like, how do I word this? There's something about you that you don't quite see, that you're humble and you're grateful, and that's great. But there's more. Say, for example, you live in a house with your whole family. It's like, well, it's not the best. Every family member doesn't completely treat me right. And I really would rather live alone, but I'm so grateful for what I have. But how do you know, Pisces, that there's not more, or that there's not more available to you? Spirit rearranged your life, took you away from family, took you away from a lover, took you away from everything you knew, so that you could see your worth and what's actually available to you. Because you do have a miracle here. But how would you know if you don't know, Pisces? Like, say, for example, you have a husband or even a wife that like has an attitude almost every day. And you're like, but yeah, it's like they have an attitude every day, but I love them. Pisces, do you know how many people would not treat you like that on a daily basis? 3 of Cups, I have respect for myself, but 3 of Cups over here, Pisces, where, say you have a wife or husband that's like, say, drinks a lot, or even you live in like, say, a home or whatever it is, Pisces, there's more available to you. I don't even want to use the words you're worth more. But what Spirit's saying is like, there's way more available to you, and you are quite literally choosing either the bottom of the barrel, or you're choosing just what's available to you, what you think is available to you, when there's so much more available to you. And it's only going to become available to you as you walk away from something. And for some of you, Pisces, you were forced to. How would you know that there's not people out there in the world that actually love your smile, that really love to hear what you have to say at the end of the day, or this or that? Pisces, what this reading is ultimately saying is in your old life, it's the Kalima energy, but the old life, you became too comfortable. And so Spirit ripped you from that old life. And at first, it's going to be a lot of healing. But then once that third eye opens and there's a lot of clarity, the grounding of like, hey, it's actually safe to be in a new life. It's safe for things to change and transition. The Hanged Man, as you have this shift in perspective, oh, wow. Like there's actually so much available to me. Oh, wow, this is actually way better than how life actually was. Things like that, Pisces, all right? Now let's see what's coming in. What is this Knight of Cups? For Pisces, why the Hangman and the Knight of Cups? You got celebration, Pisces. Why the Hanged Man and the Knight of Cups over here? You are the co-creator. You can co-create a life for yourself, giving and receiving in balance. All right, celebration and co-creation over here, Pisces. But this would have never came in if you never walked away from your old environment, right? And what's that quote? I made you uncomfortable so that you would move. And that's what this reading is. Where Pisces, you are someone who is humble and grateful, but it's the kind of thing where it's like you're grateful for things that it's like, yeah, but Pisces, there's actually so much more available to you. There's a difference between, and I've talked about this in my email newsletter. There's a difference between being grateful and complacent. You can be very grateful while being non-complacent, and you can still be a very grateful person. There's a higher quality of life over here, Pisces, for you, but it only happens as you were ripped from these situations. For Pisces, why the Wheel of Fortune here? Pisces, yeah, this reading is quite literally like a fishy being put out of a fishbowl into the ocean. Page of Wands, curiosity and adventure guide me. Where, again, you're like on a brand new journey over here, Pisces, curious about the world, about yourself, about the newness. I see a brand new life over here, and I will say you were kind of forced to make this brand new life. All right, now we're going to switch to this deck. For Pisces, for miraculous thoughts are occurring. For Pisces, what are these miracles? Why the Seven of Wands for me? Ooh, why the Seven of Wands for miracles over here? Pisces. We have Three of Cups over here. I have respect. Three of Cups. And this, like say partying, third parties, things like that. That's what we were seeing. Four of Pentacles, Three of Cups over here. Three of Cups could also be like hanging out with your friends, drinking, partying, things like that. Pisces. How do the miracles come in? The protection, Three of Cups in reverse. Walking away from the old life over here. It doesn't serve you anymore. Ten of Wands, releasing burdens that it just no longer serves you. And what this reading is saying, Pisces, is you did not realize that those people, that old lover, the old environment, family, whatever this represents for you, you didn't even realize to you that it was a weight on your back. But it was. The universe realized it. And again, like Pisces, why didn't you realize that this was a weight on your back? I mean, you're a lover. You are a lover. You're someone who maybe is loyal, you're grateful. And that's just what's coming through here is like you truly are grateful. Someone gives you like a piece of paper and writes, I love you in crayon. Oh my gosh, I want to frame that because I'm so grateful for that. But you mean that, like not even being funny, like you mean that. Someone writes you a letter, and not even a kid, right? With a heart, I love you. And you're someone that would put that on your refrigerator, like doesn't matter, you're just grateful. But sometimes, right, when we say lack boundaries, right, like lacking those boundaries, being too complacent with certain things, people, situations, we don't even realize it's become a burden, right? 10 of Wands here. And that's what I see over here, Pisces. How do the miracles come in? You have victory. You have 6 of Wands here. You have 6 of Wands over here. A miracle is coming in for you, Pisces. Ultimate success. But by not being and playing so nice. Over here with the 3 of Cups in reverse. You know, where it's like, yeah, you know, yes, they're from your hometown. Yeah, you've known those friends or even family, right? You've known them your whole life, you know, or many years or this or that. At the end of the day, it is a burden, you know, what I'm seeing the 6 of Pentacles in my mind's eye. It's not actually giving to you, you know. Yeah, this is like a Pisces. I don't want to use the words that you were being too nice. But I do like the word complacent. You were being way too complacent with your soul destiny and your highest good. You were kind of serving and living for other people. And Spirit came in because you would have also been just fine doing so. But again, how do you know if you don't know Pisces? How would a Pisces in a fishbowl know that there is an ocean if they are in the fishbowl? So Spirit broke that fishbowl, Pisces, and you just went, I almost wanted to say fly, but you just went swimming. All right, Pisces, you have a miracle on the way. There's so much victory, so much success coming your way. And it could be, say, a specific event. It's also just symbolic of this new cycle for you. For Pisces, what is the advice for this reading? The truth, oh, sugar, honey, iced tea. High Priestess and truth. High Priestess card, Ace of Swords, Pisces. All right, you are that High Priest. You are that High Priestess. Also, Spirit is not going to hold back the truth from you. And sometimes, like for example, in this situation, what I'm seeing is you were pretty complacent. And I think that's the best word to describe this. I do not want to use the words too nice, too complacent. Pisces, there's more available to you, and that is the truth in the seen, in the unseen, Pisces. All right? Why Ace of Swords with the High Priestess? Uh-oh. Why Ace of Swords with the High Priestess? There's a balance over here, Pisces. So confirmation, this reading probably has to do with either romantic or platonic partnership, okay? Friends or lovers with the Lovers card here. The Magician card, the 2 of Pentacles. Fair trade over here. Where Pisces, I'm just going to give this example because it feels, I mean, the High Priestess and the Ace of Swords came out. And so, hey, it's Blue Rose Temple, your spiritual bestie, coming in here with the High Priestess card of what the reading is actually saying. What this reading is saying, Pisces, is it's like your spiritual bestie would tell you the truth, right? So Ace of Swords, the High Priestess card here. You love that person. But Pisces, the truth is, like, say that person or those friends, your old friends, old family, it's like you want to keep the peace. You want to keep the loyalty. But there is an imbalance, though, of a love of like self, right? That's actually kind of necessary. A little bit of too much complacency here, where it's like, yeah, but I'm just getting like this loyalty energy of like, oh, but I've known them all my life, or I love my, I don't know, whatever, your lover, you know, partner, husband, wife, your family, people in your hometown, or that friend that you've known for so long, you just love them so much. But you're sacrificing yourself. High Priestess card, Ace of Swords. It feels like Spirit wants me to word it in that way as well. Is it really worth it, though, if you're sacrificing your success just to be friends, just to be a lover, right? It's like, this is available to me, and it's beyond of like, oh, this is my soul destiny available to me. You know, but I'm just going to You know, that's what I'm seeing here, Pisces. Don't be complacent with God's plan for you. I do see that here that there's, and I don't want to say choices because you can make a choice, but if you don't, Spirit's going to do it for you. And for some of you, I see Spirit watching you. Kali Ma it may be that spirit guide for some of you, or any other spirit guide. What I'm seeing is Spirit's just like, I know Pisces is not going to leave that person, that family, that friend, that whatever. Rips you apart for you to actually get to co-creating. All right. And that's what I have for you here, Pisces. I hope that it resonates in a positive way. What are some cards of advice for Pisces for this reading? Confirmation. And look at that, voice of truth over here. Radha, soul flame, rediscovering a lost part of yourself. And you are experiencing relationship harmony and healing. The ancestors may also be present for you. We have ancestor spirit, connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. All right, so connect with your ancestors. Could be a focus on family, even if it's romantic partnership, could still be, say, a family or ancestral pattern it is that you're clearing out. Like, say in your family, there's a whole lot of complacent, you know, or say like a lack of boundaries of the men or the woman. It could be an ancestral overall pattern that's being healed. What's another card of advice for Pisces? Messages, channels, information. Yeah, you are getting, Pisces. We do have resurrection, that's right here. High vibration, power of the mind. Yeah, you're receiving information, messages, channels from Spirit. Revelation, teaching, discovery that is completely shifting your direction in life. All right, you had a big awakening, though, that more is available to you. And I think I'm just going to leave off with that, Pisces, whether that be in love, in wealth, in abundance, how you're treated by people in general. More is available to you than you have experienced or currently experiencing. And I see a divide. I see a Two of Wands or a crossroads of, hey, Pisces, you could go down the same way, or there is a higher path over here being presented to you. And for some of you, I will say there's actually some sort of protection here that brings you onto that path anyway. What do we have for Pisces? And it's like a karmic fate kind of thing. What is some advice for Pisces? We do have Persephone, new beginnings over here. So Persephone can resonate with you, but just confirmation, there's a brand new cycle and a brand new beginning coming in for you, Pisces. What's another card of advice for Pisces? A lot to do with people here, all right? And so it definitely has to do with how you're treated, the people in your life, the people that you keep around. And I'm just hearing the quote, pay attention to the 5 people closest to you. Joyful connections, embrace partnership. A harmonious relationship creates joy. It's a bond free from attachments to power, money, or status. Confirmation, right? Accept your friends or partners as they are. Release all judgment. Yeah, releasing judgment over here. You know, for some of you Pisces, it's walking away from what no longer serves you. For some of you, just playing the observer. You don't have to be like other people. And other people actually don't have to be like you either. You know, I find it interesting. Sometimes we'll change and become a better person. And then everyone's trying to make everybody, and then you're trying to make everybody around you become that better person, you know? Where there's definitely just a message here of not expecting others to think or to behave like you, Pisces. To understand that you do expect the best. There you go, Pisces. Maybe you do, or maybe you should expect the best or the highest for you. There's definitely some sort of focus on the past here, Pisces. There could be some boundaries that you're creating. You know, over the summer, I made a reference of be careful about that stoop. You know, like the stoops in the neighborhoods that everyone's like just sitting on the steps of the stoop in the summer. Don't sit on that stoop too long. And I said that over the summer. Be careful about sitting on that stoop too long. You're going to end up, that stoop, the problems that come from that stoop, they'll become your problems if you sit on that stoop. You know, and so it's that kind of thing, Pisces, where it's like you could separate yourself from people of the past, from things that you used to associate with, people you used to associate with. You can do that. while you're also like no better. It doesn't mean that you're any better than or this or that, right? But it means that you graduated from that cycle. I'm not sitting on that stoop anymore. I'm not going to the club anymore to go turn up. I'm not dealing with someone that has 5 other people and this and that. There's certain things that it's like no judge. I don't do it, but no judgment, right? And you can hold that duality of absolutely no judgment, not even in my subconscious. But am I doing it? No, I'm not doing it, And that's what I see here, Pisces. All right. And for some of you, maybe you feel bad, right? But it's like, if I go outside and if I don't sit on those steps on that stoop, they're going to think that I don't like them or this or that, and so you keep sitting there. Or you keep, say, for example, your friends keep inviting you out to go party or this or that, just giving examples. But you feel bad about saying no. So it's like, oh, they're my friends though, or, we're whatever, we're community or this or that. The two can coexist at once. You can have loving boundaries. For Pisces, look at that, sacred. You can have loving, sacred boundaries, Pisces. What is some final advice for Pisces? The wheel's turning in your favor. What is final advice for Pisces? Ooh, someone misses you. Ooh, High Priestess. No action needed. Now, whoever it is, they probably see you as a High Priestess. You have Ace of Swords, High Priest. This High Priestess card with the Ace of Swords, this is straight spiritual whiskey, no chaser at all, where it is just the truth of like, hey, Pisces, it's higher, or like you can do better, or whatever it is, Pisces, but it is true, and I do see that, again, right, the Lover's card. You can very well even still keep some of these people in your life. You don't have to completely let them go. Sacred boundaries. I have no issue with you, but I'm not sitting on that stoop. I have no issue with you. There's no judgment at all, but I am not going back to the club to turn up. Different things like that. There's no issue with you, but I don't feel like this relationship romantically is aligned. But there's no issue. There's no judgment. It's like that, Pisces, where you can hold the two. All right. No action needed, though. Somebody's coming in over here. The wheel is also just naturally turning for you. What do we have for I miss you? What do we have for I miss you? Someone's still holding on to you. All right. This is actually someone from it feels like way in the past. We have Knight of Pentacles, which is a slow moving energy. And then the Three of Swords over here. Okay. This is someone who's still like a little maybe heartbroken over whatever happened between you both. All right. They do miss you. 5 of Cups, confirmation. All right. That's what I have for you, Pisces. I hope that it resonates in a positive way. I'm sending you all so much love and so many blessings to your day.